Hi Kiss Army members, what is up? I hope you're all staying safe. Here in Chicago, they predict that the next big influx is going to be here, so I'm just trying to stay inside and do fun things and take my mind off of that, like making videos. Today is Kiss Video Diary number 4. I know I took a little break from them, but I'm eager to get back to them because, I mean, Kiss is a part of my life. It's a part of your life. Kiss is part of your life every day if you're a fan. So with that, today I'm going to talk about Gene's memoir autobiography book and also Ace's. I do have Peter and Paul's as well, but I took a little break after reading Ace's because it was so crazy. I needed a little break before I got into Peter's crazy, because Peter has just as crazy of a rock and roll lifestyle as Ace did. So needed a little break. But with that, I will start getting into it. I read Gene's first because his was published first, and I will say, although the info in here is very brief and you can find it anywhere on the internet, like the info that he put in here, for the time, it was a very groundbreaking read. You didn't know some of the things that he was talking about, like when he would talk about a little bit of the making of this album or that album, like Destroyer, and Ace didn't play on that solo. It was Dick Wagner, but it was the thing with Gene is that he really didn't talk about much about the production of Kiss albums or anything like that. It was kind of focused on him, as most Gene Simmons things are, and it should be because it is about him. But I just wish he would have given a little bit more of his thoughts, his feelings to the band, what they were doing, what song they were writing, that type of thing. So, I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong. Gene's was very good. The part that I applaud him most for is when he talked about his childhood and his coming to America and before Kiss. That was very interesting. And although you can find those facts on the internet anywhere today, and facts you didn't know about Gene Simmons or basic Gene Simmons fun facts files on the internet, to hear Gene write them in his own words, that was pretty cool. And I really resonate with Gene because, like him, I myself am an immigrant. I have also changed my birth name to the name that I have now. And I understand parental abandonment. Gene's father left him and his mother essentially, and I was abandoned by my birth parents. So I know and I understand what he's talking about when he wrote that in his book. And I really, really applaud him for being able to tell that to people, and I understand why he had to tell people that, not so they can feel sorry for him, but so they can understand him as a person, and that is a part of his life story. So that, I was very, very impressed with Gene. He really put it all on the line at a time when most people did not know that about him. So Gene's book, I would definitely recommend reading it if you haven't already. I remember my mom got this. I remember because as a little kid I also loved books, and I'm like, whoa, Gene on a book? Like, that was just really interesting to me. So I read Ace's book next, and Ace, his book is very crazy. I love how he talked about his childhood, because his childhood, other than the fact that he was in gangs and stuff, it was just interesting to see how he grew up. The fact that he was raised in a household that valued religion. He was raised a Lutheran, and as an adult has maintained his faith in God despite not being like a practicing Lutheran, which I totally get that. I think having faith is so important. Even if you're not like a churchgoer, you can still be animate about believing in God. So that was really, really interesting. But Ace, his lifestyle was so crazy, and I was anticipating that, but it was like crazy after crazy after crazy story, which is why I needed a little bit of a break. The car accident he got into with Anton Fig, and him and Anton Fig almost really died, and then like them coming home to their wives and them acting like it was no big deal. I mean, Ace, come on, you're giving Peter a run for his money here. Are you sure I mean, he's the Catman, but you're pretty up there too. So, and then the other crazy incident, well, that's not saying much, with him getting into a car accident and landing in his daughter's closet just inches away from her crib. Yeah, that's how young she was. Thank God she was not in the room at the time, but still, that's really scary. But all that aside, Ace, I have learned, is really a good human being. He doesn't deserve the flack that Paul and Jean throw at him because he is a good human being. Paul and Jean act as if Ace is the enemy, and also with Peter too, but really the enemy for Ace was the drugs and drinking. It made him do crazy things that he wouldn't normally have done, perhaps. He still would have been a crazy rock and roller, but he wouldn't have like put his own life in danger. It would have been more crazy stories like, jumping into the pool or, you know, doing some kind of crazy driving escapade or something, It wouldn't have been like, oh, I almost died and then blah, blah, blah. It wouldn't have been as many of those. But Ace, I just think he has had the most interesting life. And I can't say a bad thing about him. Yes, he did the drugs and alcohol, but he's owned up for it. And he's on the straight and narrow now. And you can't say anything bad about that. So I think that everyone should give Ace's book a read, especially to people who don't know Ace, like especially if you're to the people, and I'm not talking about us hardcore fans, but there's some people out there who believe everything that Paul and Jean say, and you shouldn't, you can't, because they will bend it to their own favor. But all four guys in Kiss, the original four, have a story to tell, and Ace definitely has one hell of a story to tell. So I recommend reading it. This was just a quick little video that I did talking about those books, and I definitely will make a book talking about Peter and Paul's as well once I decide to pick up Peter's. I've heard Peter's is the best, and interesting fact about Paul's, my mom, when the book first came out, owned Paul's. She read it, was absolutely disgusted by it. It wasn't what she was hoping for, got rid of it. I only recently rebought another copy just to have all four, because come on, you can't have Jean's and Peter's and Ace's and not Paul's. That's just not how it works. But thank you for watching, and I'll hope to be talking more Kiss videos soon. And stay safe, everyone. Stay safe. And with that, that's the end of this. Bye. Thank you for watching.